Hi, and welcome back to the Betting Expert YouTube channel. My name is Adam, and I am your MMA host here as we look into the weekend ahead where we have UFC Vegas 14 going down with Paul Felder and Rafael Dos Anjos head-to-head in the main event. We have Paul Felder stepping in on short notice to save the show. Thank him on that one. So without further ado, let's look at some of my best bets for this weekend's UFC card. So my best bet for this UFC Vegas 14 card, it's a great card by the way, is Brendan Allen taking on Sean Strickland. I'm picking Brendan Allen on the money line. This should be a pick and fight with most bookies at the moment, but money has been coming in on both sides. At one point, Allen was the underdog at about plus 100, which is 2.0 if you're into decimal odds. And also, I think we were able to get Strickland at plus money as well at some point. So going to be going into a few details as to why I do believe that Allen will get his hand raised on Saturday night. First of all, we have a clashing of dimensions in this fight. We have Strickland, who really is mostly a striker, prefers to work with his hands on the feet, and does not really throw much other than to his opponent's head. Not much to the body, not much to the legs. Doesn't really go for takedowns, at least not in his last 5 outings. So that's pretty significant right there, coming in against a guy like Brendan Allen, really a grappling phenom with lots of submissions on his record, and he also knows how to get it done, going the distance and getting the knockout. Actually, we've seen him get a submission and knockout and decision in his UFC run, so that's pretty significant for me. Also, we have a little bit of a question mark regarding Strickland here. He's coming in. His last fight was against Jack Marshman just about 2 weeks ago. So he's really jumping into action again. He didn't take that much damage in his last fight against Marshman, but he really is jumping in again against Brendan Allen after he probably had somewhat of a full training camp against Jack Marshman. So there is the question of, will Strickland be overtrained for this fight? As with all athletes, this is a concern, to be overtrained and to have gone through a full training camp like he has and then have a bit of a layoff and then jump into action again. I think it's pretty significant for me. It's a significant factor for me, and it's actually making me lean more towards the Brendan Allen side, because Allen has just had a training camp for another fight where his opponent pulled out. I think it was due to COVID, but he did not actually go in the cage and fight, so he has not taken that additional damage which Strickland has. So I think that's a plus for Brendan Allen. And Brendan Allen, actually, also the proponent he prepared for was Ian Heinisch, who is a good striker like Strickland. So he has been preparing for a similar opponent to Strickland, whereas Sean Strickland has been preparing for Jack Marshman, who really isn't at the level of Brendan Allen, if we are being completely honest, and no disrespect to Jack Marshman. Other than that, just bigger toolbox for Brendan Allen. I think that's significant here. He can get the fight to the ground if he wants to, and if he does manage to get the fight to the ground, I think Sean will be in trouble. On the feet, I don't see Sean having a huge advantage. He probably does have the advantage, but I do think that in his fight against Marshman, whether it was ring rust or just whatever it was, I do think that he actually did not move his head much off the center line. I think there are some openings that a young sharp guy like Brendan Allen can definitely exploit with a sharp team behind him, good fight IQ. I think Allen has a solid chance here to get the win Saturday night. So I'm going with Brendan Allen as my best bet for UFC Vegas number 14. Alright guys, that was my UFC best bet for this weekend's UFC Vegas number 14. Let me know in the comments below whether you agree or disagree with me. or if you have some other picks for some of the other fights. This was the one where I think there was the most value, which is why I chose it for this video. Please remember to always gamble responsibly. You can follow me on Betting Expert and check out some of the other UFC tipsters we have on there. I am Adam for Betting Expert, and I'll see you next time.